It can be hard to move on or let something go, especially when you have put lots of time and energy into it. But there might be situations where it is better for you to actually move on, let it go, give you back some of that time, energy, resources, freedom, etc. So, in today's episode, I want to talk about how you know when it is time to move on from something in your creative business and let it go, whether that's a project or a product or something like that. How do you know when it's time to move on? And also, I want to tell you about something that I am letting go of, moving on from for now. So, stay tuned. Let's dive in and talk about moving on. Hello and welcome to Brand Your Passion, the show that helps you turn the thing you love the most into the thing people know and love you for. If you're an artist or maker who is ready to get more eyes on your work, more engagement in your audience, and more creativity in your life, then you're in the right place. I'm your host, Holly Arnett, the brand strategist and coach for creatives, and it's time to brand your passion. As I said, it can be really hard to move on from or let go of something in your business, especially when you have put loads of time and energy into it. But we want to think about what you are going to gain from letting go. Maybe it's you get more time back, you get more energy, you get the resources back, the money, the people, the whatever it is that you're putting into it, the freedom, the brain space, the so important brain space that I don't know about you, but I'm running out of. So while it's hard to let go, there are so many things that we gain when we do let go of things that aren't serving us in our business anymore. Chances are you already know if there's something you should be letting go of. As I'm talking about this, you're probably thinking, oh yes, I've spent way too much time on that product. It's really not doing well and I know I need to let it go. Or I've been doing this project for forever and it's really draining my energy and I just feel like I have to keep going because I've been doing it. But often, the way that we know that it's actually time to let go of this product or this project or whatever it is when the return on investment or the enjoyment don't outweigh the investment anymore. Whether you're investing money or time or energy or anything else, you've got to make sure that you're either getting something back for that or you love it so much that you are not really worried about what you get back from it. So if you're putting lots of things into something, whether that is money, time, energy, etc., but not getting enough back or you're not enjoying it anymore, it might be time to stop. So what is something in your business that makes you feel like that right now? Is it a product? Is it a project? Is it a client retainer? Is it something like that that makes you think, yeah, it is time to go? Well, this is your official Maker Moxie Holly certified permission slip to move on. Let it go, focus on something else that will be more fun, more enjoyable, and give you more in return. That is what I am doing right now. Something I am proud of about myself is that I know when to stop something that is not working, pivot, or completely move on. I have done it many times in my business. I've pivoted lots of times. I have stopped products. I've taken back services. I've changed things because they aren't working. Lately, and please, hopefully I don't hurt your soul when I say this, I have been feeling like that is a bit the case with this podcast. I love this podcast with all of my heart and soul. I love everything about interviewing creatives, about sharing those stories with all of you, about sharing branding, helpful insights and advice and things with all of you. It literally has so many upsides. So it's not going anywhere, but it is going to go on pause for a little while. Because as I said, the podcast is working in many ways. It is like helping you with your branding. I hear from people all the time that it's really helpful, that they love hearing from other creatives. It helps people to find community, find other people who are doing similar things to them. Like there are so many good things about it. But in many other ways, mostly like behind the scenes ways, it is not. There are a bunch of things that need to happen behind the scenes to make this podcast work better for me, for you, for business, for creativity and creative businesses as a whole. And so I need some time to make those things happen. I need time to not focus on creating podcast content all the time and promoting the podcast and all of that sort of stuff, but in the stuff behind the scenes that's going to help you overall and in the long run with your creative businesses, with your branding. I'm also transparently investing a lot in this podcast while it's not working to its like peak performance. So in the meantime, I can invest in making it work, or I can invest in other things that are working. So while I'm figuring it out, I can invest in like strategy for the podcast, in like funnels that help people get from the podcast to the membership, in other things that are working, like the membership itself that is really awesome and really successful and people are loving. So while I figure out the podcast situation and making sure that it is working, and that we can get like as many eyes on it as possible, and that people can get from the podcast to working with me, to get more help with their branding and all of that sort of stuff, I just need to put it on pause for a little bit. So where to from here? Next episode will be the last episode for now. So I have had one break on the podcast before. It definitely came back, and this is the same here. So next episode will be the last episode, and it's going to be a really fun one, so definitely check it out. And we will be back better than ever. I don't know when exactly. I can't give you a date that the podcast will be back, but it will be back. So what do you do in the meantime if you want to learn about your branding? Number one, there are 140 plus episodes of this podcast to go back and listen to. So if you haven't listened to all the episodes before, you can go and check all of those out. Or if you want a refresher, like a lot of the podcast episodes are so good to listen to multiple times. So definitely go back and do that. My most important recommendation would be to join the Brand Your Passion Collective, because that is where you can continue to get all of the branding content, advice, and support in there. And I'm also continuing and putting a bit more time and effort into the private podcast that is accessible as a member of the Brand Your Passion Collective. So that's Branding Holly's Passions, where you can hear more behind the scenes content like this, where I talk through decisions I'm making, I answer questions, talk through how I'm feeling about my business, like how I'm growing my creative businesses. So that is a great resource. You get access to that within the Brand Your Passion Collective. So that is my second recommendation, is to join the collective. You get that all the content, you get advice, support. We're doing challenges and stuff in there. Everything you need to actually start working on your brand and growing and building your creative business into the creative business of your dreams, alongside all of your fellow creatives. My last recommendation is to subscribe to Moxie Musings, my newsletter. This will be the best place to know when the podcast is coming back. So when everything is updated and all brand new and all amazing, newsletter, the email subscribers will be the first people to know. So please go and subscribe to that. The links to all of these things, the episodes, the Brand Your Passion Collective, Moxie Musings, will all be in the show notes of this episode. So go down there and check it out. So that's that. I hope it's helpful to kind of hear some thoughts about how to know when things aren't working and when you should let them go, when that return on investment and that enjoyment is not outweighing the investment you're putting in. You've got a little bit of a permission slip to do that if you've been feeling a little bit torn on what to let go of or whether you should or not. You can breathe, let go. And also, I wanted to tell you what is going on with the podcast and that we're going to be on pause for a little bit, but not going anywhere. We will be coming back. So that is my update. You can always find me on social media at Maker Moxie. You can head to makermoxie.com for more goodies. And as I said, if you have any questions, you want help with your brand, then please come and join us in the Brand Your Passion Collective. We would love to have you in there, and there are like truly the coolest creatives in there of all time. So definitely come and hang out with us there. Other than that, I'll see you in next week's episode to wrap this bad boy up, and then I'll see you in a little while. Okay, until then, keep being creative, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Brand Your Passion. If you enjoyed this one, it would mean the world to me if you could share it on social media and make sure to tag me at Maker and Moxie so that I can see and share it too. It really does help to get the show out there, which means that we can all work towards that Maker and Moxie vision of making the world a more creative place, one brand at a time. Thanks so much in advance, and I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, keep creating.